Here we are in Mojave at the CHP substation on April 16th, 2021. And we're going to get an exclusive tour of the new vehicles that this office has recently received. And we're going to be shown with the commander himself, John Williams. And
hello, Mr. Joyce, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you, John?
Welcome to Mojave. There's no wind today, so that's a good thing.
It's a beautiful thing, yes. Great.
Good to see you.
We have the pleasure this morning of introducing Lieutenant Commander John Williams at the Mojave substation for the California Highway Patrol.
Good morning.
And John, you have a new vehicle that you're going to explain to us. Can you take your mask off so we can understand you?
Yeah, as long as everybody's 6 feet away, we're good. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited. You know, I've been on the Highway Patrol 25 years, and during my tenure, I've driven everything from Mustangs, Caprices, Crown Victorias, even a Dodge Diplomat. And I'm really excited to see where the Highway Patrol is going with our enforcement vehicles. And I'm excited to show you one of our newest vehicles, which is our Chevy Tahoe. We received 9 Chevy Tahoes at the Mojave office, but you're going to start seeing them throughout the entire state if you haven't already, being deployed as a normal, everyday police cruiser. And so I want to just talk about this a little bit. A couple things. If you're a motor person, this has a 5.3 liter V8. I won't tell you our top speed on it, but I will tell you going 120 miles an hour is fairly easy to do in this vehicle. But the rest of it's up to your imagination. But it's very comfortable. It is what's called a pursuit rated 4-wheel drive Tahoe. So it's nice and low to the ground, it's nice and wide, but it handles like a regular sedan. It handles really well. And it does everything we need our enforcement vehicles to do. So we're very excited to have this vehicle.
And was this designed with input from the officers and the people that actually drive it?
Yeah, this is a very specific for law enforcement created, designed patrol vehicle. So it's not the typical one. You can't go to Chevy and say, hey, can I have one of those Tahoes that they're driving? This is specifically designed for us. And so there's a lot of things that we worry about, like suspension and weight distribution and things that the general public doesn't have to worry about. So there's a lot of things that are upgraded in here just for law enforcement specifically. Additionally, there's protective features that are on here that helps the officers on our day-to-day basis that you couldn't get in a regular civilian's vehicle.
Well, I'm anxious to see it. Give us a tour, please.
Outstanding. Well, first I'll get you in the driver's door here. We have actually all brand new radio systems, and we have brand new camera systems. So I'm going to introduce to you Officer Aaron Maurer. He is our public information officer. Go ahead.
Good morning, my name is Officer Aaron Maurer.
Right.
Public information officer here, and we're all standing back. I'll take this off so you can understand me a little bit better.
Yes, please.
Show you a little bit of the inside of the vehicle here.
Yeah.
So as you can tell, we've got a whole new computer system. We've got a new radio system. We have a lot of new features in this vehicle. Radar up here on the dash. We'll start, get in here. The radar unit, we'll start with that. You can see it's right up here in our dash, and that has access to vehicles traveling the same direction as we are, vehicles traveling opposite direction from us. We can be stopped.
Both lanes then?
Both lanes, yes sir. We can be stopped on the side of the road and be able to assess a vehicle's speed. We can be moving and be able to assess a vehicle's speed.
On both sides of the road?
On both sides of the road, yes sir.
On 14, which is pretty wide.
Yes sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Amazing, amazing.
So once we make our visual, observations, we're able to confirm through radar and whether the vehicle's in front of us, behind us, moving, we're stopped. There's a lot of different scenarios, but this radar unit works for everything. Next, we have our actual radio system in here, which allows us to communicate not only with other officers out there on the road from our own office, but with other offices. Turn this down a little bit. And then it also gives us the capability of communicating with our allied agencies, our partners around here. Attachment Police Department, Ridgecrest Police Department, Kern County Sheriff. All that is customizable, and I won't go into a lot of the details there, but we're able to speak to them and
quickly.
Yes, so it provides for a quicker response when there is an emergency around here. You get not only the Sheriff's Department, but you get the California Highway Patrol responding, and so we're able to assist each other quite a bit. You also have our MVARS unit in here. We have cameras around here, and Lieutenant Williams will speak a little bit more about that coming up.
Yeah, John, so our cameras, the camera system that we used to have used discs. And what would happen is the officer would have to place a disc in, it would record the data, and we book the disc into evidence. The new technology that we have is all done by Wi-Fi and using a cloud system. So now when the officer is filming his traffic stop, it's using cellular data to upload while he's on the road, and then, which is kind of slow still, and when he comes to the office, it connects to a central Wi-Fi that's all around our office. We have repeaters all around the office, so that really pretty much as soon as you get on the property, it'll connect with the patrol car automatically, and then quickly download whatever data is left, and it'll download it to our server and put it up on the cloud. And so we're really excited about that technology, because as you can imagine, with discs, after a few years they degrade or they break, or sometimes data gets lost, and we really want to keep that for jury trials or anything else that we have, civil litigations and things like that. This allows us to keep that data stored a lot longer now, and plus, because it's newer technology, it's a little bit clearer as well. So some of the old data, or the old cameras we had, not so great, with its pixels. These are a lot better. So we're really excited to have the new cameras in these cars as well.
Let me understand, John. You mean when this vehicle comes in off of the road from doing a patrol, as soon as it gets on the property, that the data through Wi-Fi is being downloaded to your master system?
Absolutely, automatically. The officer doesn't have to do anything. So while he's putting gas in the car and cleaning out the car and put his equipment away, the data is being uploaded while he's just doing his own standard cleanup. So at the end of the day, all the data is already up there for him.
And then when it comes to going to court, I guess, can you download it from your master system directly?
Yes, so it's a very secure, extremely secure network, and we only have one officer in the entire office that can access those, and so he can go in and he'll get that data, bring it down, and we'll provide that to the district attorneys or to our attorneys or whoever needs that information. So it's a great system. We're really excited to have it.
Yeah, I should say it takes a semester of learning to
It does. The manual that came with it was fairly thick, but I will tell you, at the end of the day, it's going to save us a lot of manpower, because we don't have to organize the discs, we don't have to store the discs, we don't have to go in and inventory them and audit them, and we don't have to go in and purge as we normally do. We can do it all through the cloud, which is much easier and quicker to do. So it's just altogether a much better system. So again, we're just excited to have it.
So I'm looking at the dashboard camera, I guess, John, is that right?
Yes, so we have the front camera, it faces forward, is right here. It actually has a wide lens and wide view, so it captures the entire traffic stop. And then we have a second camera that's connected here that shows the person in the back seat. So when we have it in custody back there, they're always being videotaped as well. So it has two cameras built into it.
All right, now, and that input from those cameras is being saved in Wi-Fi, so forth?
Yes, into the cloud. So then also standard issue in all of our patrol cars is we obviously have to protect ourselves, and we are out here in the Mojave Desert, and sometimes we need extra weaponry to help protect us. We have a standard issue AR-15 and a standard issue 12-gauge shotgun in every one of our patrol cars as well. And then we'll move to the back seat, and I will show you, although it's a Tahoe, and it appears to be a large vehicle, we'll move to the back.
Okay.
Okay, so here's the back seat area. Here's the cage that we have that protects the officers in the front when we have somebody in the back seat. And as you can see, it's nice and solid here. And then we also have airbag precautions that protect, so these will actually move if an officer is involved in a crash and the airbags deploy. So we have to think about a lot of things when we build these cars. There's actually a lot of engineering and technology that goes into these. It's not as simple as just calling it a cop car. But in the back here, there's not a lot of room, but you know, most average person can fit in here. And this is where we put our in custodies.
So the seat here is not built for comfort.
It is not, but well, these are actually comfortable. These are actually padded. These are not plastic and they're not molded. And so the average person, even if let's say we have to give somebody a ride off the freeway when their car breaks down, it's actually comfortable for them. But it just adds that protection to us that you know, the officers can't get hurt if there's somebody back here that's being combative. And then we'll move to the back of the patrol car. All right, so you would think in a Tahoe we have a lot of space, and with all the equipment we have, there's not as much space as you think. This is one of our ballistic shields. We do deploy these out in the field. If we have somebody who's barricaded in their vehicle and we need added protection for the officers that are extracting them from the vehicle, or we're assisting the sheriff's department or local police departments, we can deploy this as well. And this just affords us extra protection if we are trying to take somebody into custody who's also trying to harm us. So this is standard issue. How strong is that, John? What kind of bullet will it stop? Well, you know what, I really don't want to discuss what it will and won't do, the capabilities, but it affords us extra protection is all I can say. I really don't want to go into that for officer safety.
Yeah, obviously, I understand.
And then what we have in our vehicles is we're always looking at alternative ways to take people into custody. And, you know, sometimes we have to use deadly force, but we'd rather not. We would rather talk them into the back of our car, and sometimes we need to use other tools to get them in custody. Well, one of the tools the Highway Patrol has given us is a less lethal shotgun. And so in the back of our patrol cars, we have, there we go. We have these less lethal shotguns that are orange in color. And this tells the other officers around us that it's non-lethal. We write on it less lethal. And then these rounds, people call them beanbag guns. So for lack of better terminology, we'll call it a beanbag gun. But what happens is the officer fires it and a large bag comes out and it causes percussion, causes pain and discomfort. And hopefully with this, the person will become compliant and we can get them into custody easier without having to hurt them. This will not hurt somebody permanently. It just leaves bruises.
You feel it.
Yes. So that's in the back of our cars. And then we have standard issue in the back of every patrol car. We have our medical kit. You know, a lot of people don't know, but a lot of the highway patrolmen, we're either EMRs or EMTs. And when there's a traffic collision, we're usually the first people on scene. And so our highway patrolmen are trained to do, as first responders, to keep people alive and try to stabilize the patients until the fire department can get there and take over patient care, and then we'll continue our on-scene investigations. And so every patrol car has this kit. This kit has everything we need in which to try and keep somebody alive. So we're excited for that.
And I saw that open one time at a demonstration you had inside, and I couldn't believe the amount of stuff that's in there.
There's a lot. That's correct.
Yeah.
And then we have this is our spike strips. So you always see when we throw a spike strip across the road, basically it expands out and it has all these little spikes that are very, very, very sharp.
Oh yeah.
These will go into the tire and deflate the tire slowly, so that way the vehicle can come to a stop and we can, as you see on TV many, many times, we can take them into custody. And the biggest issue is we can get that vehicle stopped. We can get them stopped, then the chances of them harming other people become less and less and less. And that's our goal, is to save life. And then of course the officers we have cones and jumper cables, we have dog snares, shovels, and other tools, and lots of tools that we use. Here's something that's interesting that we have, and I'm proud of, is in the back of every Mojave Highway Patrol car is this metal can. And inside the metal can, we have stickers, toys, and other things, coloring books and things that we can give out to the kids. And so that way, you know, if we're out there on the side of the road and we have a child that, you know, is kind of upset and we want to console them, we can give them a toy or something out of these kits. And we put them in here so that way it keeps them, you know, from getting all dirty and broken.
And this is unique to Mojave.
It's unique to Mojave. I'm sure other commands are doing something similar to this, but we use these metal ammo cans that we had gotten from Edwards Air Force Base and China Lake Naval Weapons for free. They gave them to us, and then we utilize these for toys.
What a good idea.
Pretty excited about these.
I read in the paper this morning that 1,000 kids are coming to Long Beach in the convention center. These are kids coming from the border, and Long Beach has agreed to take them in, 1,000 of them, and put them in the convention center. I can't imagine what that's like for a child, but still, it's amazing.
Right, and what we do is we do our Chips for Kids toy drive here in Mojave, in the Mojave area. So, and then we keep over some of the toys back. So throughout the year, we can distribute them to kids that need them. And in Mojave, we've been really successful with our toy drives. Our communities not only are needy, but they're also amazing people. They're very giving. And I found that some of the folks out here that have nothing actually give the most. And I'm very impressed by that. But we have a lot of community members in Rosemont, Mojave, Tehachapi, Boron, Ridgecrest, that have been so phenomenal and been instrumental to our Just for Kids program. We just couldn't do it without the community's help. And not last year, but the year before, just prior to COVID, we gave out almost 5,000 toys, which is the most we've ever done out of the Mojave Station, which is amazing.
Well, we have great people here too, but before we leave, I don't see a spare tire or jack in here in the back, and I'm thinking, my gosh, what do you do?
It's underneath.
Underneath,
it's
okay.
Underneath, yeah, it's underneath, and we just have to drop it down, and it's a challenge to change the tires, and they're heavy too. These tires are 70 plus pounds, so they're a little heavy.
But how about the body of the car? Is the body, does it protect, extra protection?
Because of its size, it does a really good job for us. This is four-wheel drive again, not all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive. We have the option to go in two-wheel to four-wheel. That helps us navigate through the ice and the snow and the water and other things like that. It's not truly a 4x4 as in climbing mountains. We actually have 4x4s just for that, because we have Jawbone Canyon, Dove Springs, and several other areas that are off-road just in our jurisdiction. And so we have designated four-wheel drive patrol cars just for that. Although they're four-wheel drive, again, we wouldn't take them off-road necessarily. We could, but I would rather not. These are specifically for pursuits. They're pursuit rated, so they're a little bit lower.
Yeah.
And they do afford a lot of protection to our officers.
Yes. Well, it looks a handsome car, and now it's got antennas here on the top. I see 3 of them.
There's 7, I believe.
Okay.
But each one has a different function. So, and they have to be so far apart to work properly. But yeah, there's a lot of equipment in here, a lot of technology.
And you have new lights on the top? We've
been using these lights, I would say probably coming up on 7 or 8 years. These are the LEDs. And let me go ahead and turn them on for you. Oh, we do have something else that when we have emergencies where we have to evacuate, we actually have a new siren that's set up for that as well. It's very, very loud. Let me see here. Oh,
Please evacuate the area. Por favor,
system that we have when we're evacuating due to fires or earthquakes or other emergencies, that the officer doesn't have to talk on a PA or a microphone. We actually activate it and it'll tell us that, and it does it in English and in Spanish for now. My understanding is we're going to be able to change it based upon our geographical location to different languages. But for right now we have English and Spanish, and that's amazing. That's just something that, you know, we do evacuate all the time. Okay. And when an officer's trying to talk in a mic, you can't always hear him. That's very clear.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But these are our lights, and you know, I think we're pretty visible wherever we're going. Let me put it in neutral. Now in neutral, you can see the lights in there, all they're flashing as they're supposed to.
Okay, and this is a look under the hood.
Yeah, there's the 5.3 V8, 5.3 liter V8. It's a lot of motor. Crammed into a small area.
Is that what it is? 496?
I don't know.
How many miles do you usually run these vehicles before they're retired? Do you know?
You know, it just depends upon how many cars we've purchased and how many we have in fleet. When I came on at 100,000, we used to rotate them out, actually 90,000 miles. But you know, you have to understand, technology and cars have come so much further since I came on 25 years ago that 100,000 miles is really nothing for these cars anymore.
That's right.
So for us to put 200,000 plus miles on them is not unusual. Mm-hmm. And really, once it gets to the point that the maintenance becomes not cost effective, then we'll replace it. But if we can get 250,000 out of it and it's still running strong, we'll keep it and we'll keep it going. And it's just all a matter of just being smart with our money.
And these cars run 24/7, right? I mean,
close to it. They run definitely twice a day. We do run multiple shifts out of my office. As a matter of fact, I run a total of 4 shifts that all overlap each other. These cars will run at least 2 of those 4 shifts. And you average, you know, 200 miles a day per shift, because we have, in the Mojave area, we have 4,000 square miles, 14 separate communities we serve. So we drive a lot, and it's not uncommon for us to have a crash or an incident happening in Boron and have to respond to Tehachapi and then respond to Rosemont and have that same car driving all the way around. And sometimes they'll gas up as much as 3 times in a shift. So we have a big area. Now the Metropolitan, they have smaller areas, so they don't necessarily put the amount of miles on their cars like we do. We definitely put a lot of miles on them. I
should say, now you mentioned gas. What kind of gas are they burning?
This is regular, this is 89, unleaded.
Okay.
And we buy our gas at between 8,000 and 8,500 gallons at a time. And as a matter of fact, we have our own gas tank in back that's above ground. And so, you know, we save the state money by buying in bulk. Without not having to pay that like you would at the pumps for, you know, just a couple gallons at a time. So.
Well, what a exciting vehicle.
Thank you.
Not as a motorist, though. I don't have a chance.
Well, this one's a little higher up, so you can see this coming a little bit. So, you know, it's funny though. Every time somebody gets their eyes accustomed to a Charger or the Police Utility Interceptor, or what they call the Explorer, you know, they get their eyes adjusted, we bring something else out. So we got to keep everybody guessing. But, this one, you can kind of see us a little bit further back, but again, we're just, it's not about being sneaky or hidden, it's just about out there doing the job. And I'll tell you, if people are watching their mirrors and they're paying attention, then that means they're driving safely, and I'm okay with that. And so if they see us in their mirror, great. Then that means that they're not speeding and they're doing the right thing and we're doing our job.
And how about career in this CHP, John, for young high school students and so forth? What should they do to get ready?
Yes, well, first of all, you need to be 20 and a half to enter our academy. And we are absolutely hiring and we are recruiting, and we would love to get some candidates. And candidates from throughout the entire state. We want that diverse, we have diverse communities, so we want that diversity in officers. And so if you're a high school youngin and you want to join the Highway Patrol, if you, for your first couple of years, go in the military, that would be amazing. That would help you as well in the testing process with us. That always puts you ahead of the next guy because that helps you get in shape and teaches you about discipline, and that really helps you through our academy, because our academy is 27 weeks and it's very difficult. It's a paramilitary live-in academy. It's very intensive, and only the best graduate the academy to become Highway Patrolmen. So we're definitely looking for a lot of people. We pay well. Our retirement is very good. We were just talking about retirement. You know, I'm going to get to retire after only 25 years of service, and I'm going to retire good. You know, the Highway Patrol's been really good to me, and this is a great state opportunity, great job and great opportunity, and I can't say enough about it. And to apply, a person would go online, CHP, and go online,
fill out the paperwork.
And then you'll get other correspondence from us, and then we actually have programs that will help you, where if you're interested, we have mentoring, we have meetings, we have videos we'll show. We actually we'll go out with them and work out and PT and get them in shape and prepare them for the academy. We have a lot of things out there that we're doing statewide just to help candidates get through the process. Because again, the process is difficult. We only take the best. And so with that, sometimes we just need to help some folks, encourage them and get them moving through. And we have those in place to do that. And this is male and female too. It's everybody. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. We're open to anybody that's capable. If you're capable of doing the job, and I'll tell you, this job is demanding, but it's equally rewarding.
Well, thank you for your service in this area, John.
Thank you, sir.
Excuse me, you've gone to public meetings like the RMAC, Roseman Municipal Advisory Council. You lived in the community. You're approachable all the time.
Thank you.
And I hope you enjoy your retirement, although you look much too young to retire to me.
Thank you.
Public Information Officer Maurer now is going to talk to us a little bit about recruitment and bringing new people into the force.
Well, thank you again for coming out here today, take a look at our car, and give us a chance to speak to the public. Like Lieutenant Williams had mentioned a little bit earlier, you know, the department, the California Highway Patrol, is always hiring. You have to be 20 and a half to start the academy, so that you're 21 when you graduate, but we're looking for everybody from every part of the state. So if you're interested or have any thoughts about it, please go online. You can look us up, chp.ca.gov, chpcareers.com, and you can find links. And once you start filling out the application, you'll get correspondence from us back to you, and it'll give you a little bit more information on the process. We also have programs in place to help you through the process, whether that's physical conditioning or just the learning about the job. That all takes place. We want to help you. We want you to get in to be a part of this great organization. Once you reach the academy, it's a 27-week academy that takes place in Sacramento. It's live-in, so you're up there for a while, focused on learning law enforcement and learning California Highway Patrol specifics. It's very paramilitary, so it's very intense, but it's a very good program as well. You'll learn a lot. And again, we help you through the whole process, walking you through, because we want the best to come out of our academy. Once you're out of the academy, you have the option of selected offices that you can put in for, where you'll start your probationary training. But it's really a great department. It's a great opportunity. It's a career, definitely. You can easily put in 30 years with this department and enjoy every bit of it. I have been with the department for 12 years now and have enjoyed every day that I've been here. It's given me so many opportunities to interact with people and just experience new things and learn new things, learn more about California. I'd also like to say a quick mention. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month, so I'd encourage you to put down the distractions when you're driving. When you drive, you're already multitasking. You're already having to work the gas, the brake, the steering, checking your mirrors, looking in front of you, and don't add a phone into that, or even food or a drink. Even talking to your passenger when you're looking over at them or trying to reach for something in the back seat can be a distraction. And an accident only takes a split second, and those accidents are not accidents. Every one of them can be prevented. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says that in 2019, over 3,000 people died in the U.S. as a result of a distracted driver, and over 18,000 were injured. That's a lot of preventable hurt and pain for not only for the people involved, but for their families, their friends, their co-workers, those at school. It's a big impact. So I encourage you, please put down the distractions when you're driving and just focus on it. Trust me, you're going to enjoy the drive a lot more when you're not focused on something else. So thank you again for being out here today, and I hope everyone has a great day.
Well, thank you, sir. And one quick question about retirement, since we were talking about it with the Lieutenant Commander Williams. Is there a requirement to retire at a certain age, or?
There is at some point as you get up there. You know, we don't necessarily want someone being out on the road and injuring themselves. You know,
right.
As they do get older. So there is an age limit.
Right.
However,
but it's not in years. It's not like, oh, 22 years, you're out?
No, nothing like that. So we have officers that put in 35 years with their department because they started when they're 21, which is a great age to start. Start early, and you can really make this a lifelong career, something that you're going to enjoy, something where you can impact your communities, and then they can impact you too when you interact with them. It really goes both ways. So.
Well, thank you very much for your information, and I hope that people out there that know about the Highway Patrol will see the Highway Patrol differently from just writing tickets. They have to write tickets, we all know, but still they do other stuff too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The 14 freeway between Roseman and Mojave now